Welcome to another episode of Geek Universe. I'm Nico from the Silver Screen Dudes, and today I'll be breaking down everything you need to know about the batshit crazy history of Doom Patrol. The Doom Patrol is basically DC's version of X-Men. They're a team of unusual heroes led by a brilliant man in a wheelchair, fighting to protect a world that hates and fears them. Sound familiar? These are not your typical squeaky clean heroes like the Justice League or the Avengers. They're cursed with powers that they didn't ask for, making living a normal life impossible. The Doom Patrol's roster has shifted quite a bit over the years, but the team usually features a handful of familiar faces. A brilliant wealthy inventor modelled after Mycroft Holmes, Calder was responsible for bringing together the original Doom Patrol and teaching these freaks to use their powers for the betterment of mankind. Recently though, Calder, aka The Chief, has been established more as a villain than a hero, responsible for the actions that transformed the original team in the first place. The only character to serve in every incarnation of Doom Patrol, Cliff Steele had his human brain transplanted into a robotic body after a catastrophic car accident. No, not that Elastigirl, but you've got to wonder, is there maybe a lawsuit here? After being exposed to volcanic gas, Rita Farr can shrink or expand her body at will. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a great deal of control over these powers when she first gets them. Larry Trainer was an Air Force pilot exposed to a radioactive field that left him, you guessed it, highly radioactive. Hence why he usually dresses like the Invisible Man, but it also allows him to temporarily release a negative spirit from his body that can fly at high speeds and cause objects to explode. After being exposed to a gene bomb deployed by the Dominators, each of Kay Chalice's 64 split personalities develop a very different set of superpowers. Some are good, some are not good. A more recent addition to the group, Casey Brink. She is not in the show but can drive her ambulance through time and fires electricity from her hands. One that I'm sure a lot of you will know, a long-standing member of the Teen Titans, Beast Boy, also has developed a close relationship with the Doom Patrol. He has the power to transform into any animal. Comment below now, which animal would you transform into? Cyborg is like DC's Inspector Gadget. He's part robot now after a horrible car accident, so his body is strong, has all sorts of inbuilt weapons and gadgets, and can interface with computers. Usually he's paired up with a different superhero group, Teen Titans, Justice League, but in this TV show he will be trying to help find a missing family friend. The Doom Patrol debuted in 1973, written by Arnold Drake. This DC team actually debuted a few months before X-Men. Drake alleges that Stan Lee stole the idea for his story. That claim has never been proven, but both books hold the subtitle, The World's Strangest Heroes. There are definitely some similarities here. Both these comics struggled to build a lasting audience in the 1960s. X-Men went into publishing limbo in the 70s, and DC just killed off their team in 1968. They were revived 10 years later, but failed to capture readers yet again, focusing on traditional superhero adventures and less on the weirdness that defined the original team. Ultimately, Doom Patrol couldn't find the same success as Chris Claremont's revamped Uncanny X-Men. For many fans, the Doom Patrol didn't come into their own until writer Grant Morrison took over the series in 1989. Morrison crafted a vicious overhaul that involved cutting out a load of characters and adding new ones, including a surreal, off-kilter look for DC's strangest superheroes. Morrison's run also parodied other popular comics, including an X-Force spoof called Doom Force and an issue where a Punisher-like assassin, the Beard Hunter, targets an analogue of writer Alan Moore. Shots fired! Most recently, DC turned to My Chemical Romance to update the Doom Patrol in 2016. Guess what else they were famous for doing? The Umbrella Academy, available now on Netflix. And now DC has created a show about an eccentric team with a star-studded cast and a dark comedic tone. All this because of an awesome episode of Teen Titans. Got to love the fanboys. LOL.